Hello, viewers. Welcome to Worldwide Economic Migrants. I am Mrs. Maivise. Here we move for a better future, and our motto is Chitwa chiri murutsoka. Chitwa chiri murutsoka. We move from country to country seeking for greener pastures. We help one another on how to navigate in foreign countries, and we believe that our lives will change for better. That is the spirit. So today, before I share with you on what I have for today, I want to appreciate you for subscribing to this channel, liking my videos, commenting. I do really appreciate you. Thank you. It also encourages me that even when I feel that I'm tired. And you know that here, in the United Kingdom, you know what happens. So sometimes, I will be feeling very, very tired. But we just have to have that resilient spirit so that we overcome whatever challenges we face. So today I want to comment or to give my views regarding this issue which is trending in the United Kingdom. I want to specifically talk about the proposed change to settlement rules in the 12th May 2025 white paper, specifically regarding the extension of the indefinite leave to remain qualifying period, that is from 5 years to 10 years. So I just want to comment regarding that. I saw some people who were saying it does not matter whether we get it or not, and that is them. We have different goals, different visions, so I accept that view also. But as for me, I am for getting that settlement. It's an advantage if one day I can get it. So for most of us, we really need that because there are many benefits we get once we have that settlement status, starting from learning through funding. Like, for example, some of us, including myself, I want to learn. I want to go to university. I'm thinking of either doing masters or another program diverting from law to another field. But at the moment, I cannot do it because of financial challenges. I was checking and I realized that I might need 18,000 as fees for a year. So trying to think, where will I get that money at the moment? Trying to settle, there are many things to be covered. So you find that there are many people who have those thoughts of advancing themselves, learning, but they are limited by the fact that they can't access public funds, and the international fees is expensive. So you find that I may be forced to spend 4 years, not 4 years, 5 years working, doing what I can do at that moment. You know that principle. Start with what you have from where you are. Just doing what I can do, having love for that until the time I qualify for public funds. So that is it. And it's not easy waiting for 5 years for you to start learning, or if this is approved and it becomes a law, it means waiting for 10 years. Whew. Yeah, it's not easy. So it means that in terms of learning, if you are somebody who is like me, who loves learning, you find that it's like I'll be feeling like I am stuck, I'm stagnant. So yeah, it's not easy. Though you find that there are times you just need to just endure until the right time comes. So I know there are some who end up, like if you want to do nursing, yeah, they end up, looking for a job in NHS with the hope that with time, you can be funded and start your nursing degree. I know, yeah, some can learn through apprenticeship, but it's not everybody who may get that opportunity. And also we look at even our children, you'll find that it becomes very challenging for us as parents to pay international fees. You'll find that for some parents, depending with the number of children you have, I told you of myself, the number of children I have. So it's quite challenging. It's quite challenging. Eh? I was trying to think, if I had 6 children, oh yeah. So, but even with those I have, it's challenging. So you find that those are the advantages we get when we have that settlement status. We can also apply for funding. And after finishing, the government, will start taking slow, small, from the salary, So that's why you see some of us now talking about this issue. And also the fact that it's expensive to renew the visas. Especially for some of us, they increased the health surcharge fees, and they want that money when you are applying for a visa. So for me, I remember that it was a struggle for us to get the visa man, that is visa fee, and that man for health surcharge fees. And we managed to get the visa for my husband and my visa, and we had to leave the children in Zimbabwe. And I know some of the people I was talking to who were taking children one by one, some starting from taking the other spouse. You try one by one, you work, or you get loan, and you try to take the family. So for sure, they cut migration when they introduced that. They really cut migration. And I also do appreciate that it's the responsibility of the government of every country to control migration. It's their responsibility. So we should appreciate that at any time laws can change, immigration laws can change. And when these changes happens, you will find that some of the changes are good for us, and some of the changes may affect us negatively. But we should know that it happens. Wherever you go, just know that these immigration laws, they can change at any time. I remember when I was in the kingdom of Eswatini, we spent many years there renewing work permits. It was not that hard, but with time, soon after COVID, it becomes a challenge to renew permits. Even now, I know there are some who are still crying, we want our permits to be renewed, but that is it. And also I want to comment on you will find that the effects of this COVID, you realize that after that COVID period, people moved from country to country, and you find that there was an influx of, Africans moving to developed countries, and some also moving from developed countries to people were just moving. So you would find that the The government, now you see them making laws, tightening their borders, have strict immigration laws. That is a fact. We cannot run away from that. Now they are trying to control, they to tighten the borders, trying to put things in place. So we should just know that that's how countries are run. But above all, personally, I'm grateful for any country that opens its doors for me and my family. Any country that opens doors for us as economic migrants, I'm really grateful. So as for me, because of these changes that can happen, which may sometimes affect us negatively. For example, if you know that if you are in any country and you do not have the settlement status, just know that at that moment, you should use time wisely. You should use time wisely. We were once in Eswatini, and I remember at that moment, we were surviving by 2 years contract. My husband would get a 2-year contract, which was renewable after every 2 years. But you should know that when you are on contract, anytime, if they feel like they cannot renew that contract, just know that if you have nowhere to go, just know that you become unemployed. So because of that, we spend most of our time in the kingdom of Eswatini planning ahead, trying to use that moment, working with the 2 years we were given at any given moment. If we are given 2 years, we know we are here in Eswatini for 2 years. So whatever we get, we should live a balanced life. We should not eat everything. We should leave a seed, planning for what is to come, even what we don't know, because we don't know our tomorrow. But what we know is that at the moment, we are working and we should plan ahead. I'm trying to say time is very important. That minute, that hour, the days you have, the months you have in that foreign country, they matter. They matter. Use that time wisely. That minute, those days, that day, those months you have in that foreign country, they matter. Especially if you know that you don't have settlement status. Work with the time you are given. Even though you know that there is allowance for extension of your time in that country, just work with the time you are given. Work with those 2 years if it's 2 years you are given. Just do something you can point that at least, so that if anything happens, you just tell yourself that I thank God for this country because I managed to have this and this. We don't know our tomorrow. So like for me right now, I know that we were given 5 years. We work with 5 years. We work with 5 years. For some of us, like I've said, imagine trying to raise the money for visas, to renew visas for a family of 6 or a family of 5 on a skilled worker visa. Yet it takes years for you to raise money for those visas. Then you try to imagine, like if we are to spend 10 years. I'm trying to think. I'm hoping that it will not affect us. We don't know. But also we should know that even if it may not affect those who are already in the United Kingdom, the fact is, if they want to minimize the number of people who get the settlement status, then it means that even if they decide that we are not extending the time to those who are already here, they can still do it. How? They can do thorough scrutiny. If you apply for it after your 5 years, they do thorough scrutiny to see who qualifies, who does not qualify. That's it. So that's why I was talking when I started that we need to use time wisely. That hour you have in that foreign country matters. That opportunity you are given to work, be it one day, it matters. That is the spirit for me. It matters. But it does not mean that you should work without relaxing. No, you should also give yourself time to rest. But you should have goals. You set your goals that I want to achieve this and this and this and this with this time period I'm given. Personally, me and my family, I don't work with the 10 years or what. For now, I'm working with the 5 years we were given. By the time we finish those 5 years, there should be something I can point that I've done this and this and that. Small, little by little, we will be there. Little by little, we will be there. So that's why some of us, you hear us talking of having somewhere to put, your head. It's because when we are moving and we know that we do not have settlement status, and sometimes maybe you have that settlement status, but you know that you have not invested in that foreign country, maybe because it's expensive to invest there or because of certain reasons, then I think, where can I invest with the little resources I have? Working with what I have, not what I don't have. So I think maybe if I can get a stand, maybe I'm able to raise this amount to just buy a land in my mother country. Whether it's in a rural area or it's in a town, it depends with your situation. I put, roof there. Like, that's why I had to tell you about because myself, I believe that if we just talk without being practical, it becomes a challenge. So sometimes I end up, telling you our secrets, the things I even do not feel comfortable telling you, just because if we talk without being practical, it becomes a challenge. So I was even trying to think, if we had not built that house, just where to put, our heads. Small, I told you the number of square meters of that place. It's small, it's in high density, but it's ours. So I was trying to think, if we had not built that, it means we're going to ask for someone to take our children or keep our children. But I know that my children, are there at our place, which is better. So we need to plan. I know there are people, yes, who have plans that they do not want to anything to do with their mother countries. I know that is fine because we are different. But if you know that where you are, you can establish something, that is also fine. But I am talking to those ones who appreciate or who know that who are patriotic, who want both. Me, I want both. I want to thrive in Zimbabwe. I want to thrive in any country I go to. That is me. I don't limit myself. That's why I tell you, wherever you go, if there's an opportunity, grab it. So me, I just want to thrive in whatever country I go to, even any country I think of doing something. That is me. I don't limit myself. So I'm saying, for those ones who are like me, if you know that in this country, there are challenges like, this is what we are talking of, you better just do something back home. Do whatever you can do so that tomorrow will be better. I was once in Eswatini. Here I talk. So when I'm talking, you just take what you feel is you want to take. You leave what you feel like it does not concern you. And when I talk with stories like this. Because, that's me. That's who I am. So I was once in Eswatini. I'm just commenting. I said I'm just going to air my views. So when we entered that country, we spent many years. It was easy to get, like what I said, until things changed. Nurses' work permits were not renewed. They start moving, going, to developed countries, some going back to Zimbabwe, some going to South Africa, going all over. I was watching this happening. Going to the hospitals, you see, the foreigners you were seeing, now there is one left, now that one is gone, I saw this happening. So, and as this was happening, I was seeing it, that things are changing. And I could see it, but at that time I could see that we were far from being affected. But there came a time when I realized, now we are close to being affected. So let us take a move. I'm trying to say, laws change. Immigration laws of any country, they change at any time, depending with what is happening. Like this Eswatini I'm talking of, in terms of nurses, they started producing many nurses, this Good Shepherd Hospital, SANU, UNESWA. So, you as a foreigner, when you are looking at that and you do not have a permanent status there, so do you think the law will remain as it is? Do you think the country will remain like opening its borders wide? No, they will tighten the laws. That is it. That's reality. Let's accept reality. So I was even thinking that whether they decide to, the UK government decide to at least make this apply to those who are still to come, you find that still there is a way of tightening it so that we'll qualify small. that's life. I am also affected. Some I know, depending with your visas, you know that, yes, if you are affected, at least if you try to raise the visa fees, you can. For some of us who are on skilled worker visa, raising that money, I know there is someone who called me and said, you on that visa you have, I think the government should consider that. Why? Because the visa fees are too much. Unless if they are going to give us time, that maybe the such fees, maybe we pay those if you are already here, we pay maybe yearly. But otherwise, raising that money, trying to renew the visas again for the whole family, a family of 6, a family of 5, a family of 4, or even just a family of 3, even just a family of 2, raising the visa fees for a skilled worker visa. Yeah, for sure, they cut migration. So I am also affected when I'm talking to you. It's not like I'm not affected. I'm very much affected if it happens. Because at the moment, I'm still raising money for the visas of my children. I'm telling you. So, but I have accepted that any country you go to, any time when they want to change their immigration laws, they can change. And that change can be good for us as immigrants, or it can affect us negatively. Because of that, that's why you see me saying, I am proudly a Zimbabwean and I'm patriotic. I don't cut ties with my country. That is me. And I've seen it also to some, even the whites who were in our countries also as foreigners, even the Indians I saw also, because every country, have foreigners. Every country, has foreigners. I have seen men, I have talked to the elderly who were saying, yes, we stayed in this country, but we did not cut ties with our country. So that's why you see people, they do not cut ties completely with their countries. You are at a greater advantage if you can thrive in many countries. That's what I can say. So if we use any moment we are given wisely, if I can work for that hour, for those 12 hours, 12-hour shift, how much do you get? It's a lot, because I once said £5. It's a lot. It's a lot. 5 rands, 5 malut. It's a lot. 5 emalangeni. It's a lot. Yeah, you just put God in it. So, I think I've talked. Myself, I was thinking, so what am I going to do? I've told you already that as for us, we work with the time we are given. Even if we know there is a chance of renewal, but we work with the time we are given. That's how we have been doing it. If I am given 2 years, though it can be renewed, that's it. I work with that. Whatever I can do. And I appreciate that country for opening its doors for me, its borders for me, to work in their country. I do really appreciate this government of the United Kingdom. Yes, just giving us that chance of being here. I say thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Others are even thinking, some crying. thinking and thinking, how can I just fly, enter into that country? So, if you had then given the chance to work there, thank you, Lord. If time comes for me to leave that country, that is it. That is life. So, myself, I normally say, I put God first. When I was beginning this channel, if you can go there even on this channel, you read, you will see. For me, I allow God to open these doors for me. Why? If I go with God, because there are challenges in this world. If anything happens, like this issue we're talking of, that if it happens that we are also affected in terms of this proposal of extending indefinite leave to remain, the qualifying period, if it happens that we are affected, and I was telling you of how it affects us financially also, because I have family. So, if I have put God, and it's God who have brought us here, that same God knows our tomorrow. I go to that same God, I said, God, what is the next step? Because sometimes we may try to force things, to force matters. Yet maybe, according to God's plans, the plan is you are going to spend 5 years or 3 years in this country, and then you move to another country. Or you are going to spend these years, then you will move back to your country. So I want my thoughts, my will, to be aligned to God's will. Sometimes you cry. I saw a certain man who was crying, who said he cried, not he was crying, no. He cried when he lost his job in Dubai. But he didn't know that God had opened another door of him now getting into wealth back in his country, in Kenya there. But when it happened, losing his job, he felt like it was the end of the world. But he got that courage to rise up. He didn't know that his destiny was in Kenya. So for me, I don't want to go where God did not tell me to go. Let me not talk about this. Because the reason why I want to move with God, when God is there, I call him, Papa, here am I, your child. What's next? Zvamandiunza muno nemhuri iyi baba, mandiunza nemhuri muno iyi, what's next? God will provide, who knows? This money we are talking of, where will we get the money to renew the visas? God knows how we will get that money to renew them. Or according to God's plan, maybe after a certain period, maybe he wants us to move from this country to another country. So when we hear of this news, it's very normal for immigration laws to change. So we should not be stuck or feel like it's the end of the world. When one door closes, the other one opens. When one door closes, the other one opens. That is life. I think I'm talking. So we do not spend much time now crying. And we should also not live in denial. We should prepare. But if we can prepare with God, that's the best. God, this is my family. We are here. What's next? God will make a way. He make a way in a desert. He knows the plans he has for me. The plans he has for my marriage, my children. I'm just talking. That's why I do not want to move alone myself. I think if you go back to the videos when I started, you will see that there were many things I was planning to do myself. And those things did not succeed. God's plan prevailed. Because of that, that's why myself, I say, I just want, the godly way. Put God in everything. Here where we are, that God is the one who will make us sail through. If we are here, we are here. He will enable us. If you are to settle here, we will settle. If you are not to settle here or we go to another country, that is it. If we are to go back to our country, that is it. That's life. We just need that resilient spirit. That is it. This journey is not for the faint-hearted. It's not a child's play. We just need a resilient spirit. Work with what is there. If you have that 5 years, do something with those 5 years. If you have those 2 years, I told you of when we were in Lesotho. Yes, we knew it that things here, and we managed to get it. What do we manage to get in Lesotho? We got a car. Yes, a car was important to us because we used that car to go. My husband used it to go to and fro Eswatini. And to go Zimbabwe too, it reduced our expenses, bus fare. And we also got marriage there. Marriage certificate, not marriage. Because we wedded in Lesotho. And we also got a child there, a Musotho. I remember that we were once in Lesotho when I saw that child. We also got the money to process the papers for us to go to Eswatini when we were in Lesotho. Why am I talking of this? I'm saying, whatever you get in that country where you are in, whatever you get in this United Kingdom, whether you advance learning, whether you are working, some of us, we were not working where we came from. We started working here. You say, thank you, Lord. You had never worked and you started working here. That is God. You have to be grateful. Some of us, maybe we were working where we were, but maybe we were earning peanuts. And maybe here it's better. Thank you, Lord. Sometimes we cry, yes. Yeah, the shifts. Yes, we are human beings. We cry. And sometimes when we are crying, yes, what we are saying is the truth. But at the end of the day, we should have something we can point that, with those cries, at least I managed to accomplish that. The way I was crying, at least I managed to accomplish that. That is the spirit. If there's something you can learn within that period you are in that country, learn. Get new ideas of doing things. Have you seen that people, some of the people who are doing investments in farming, in real estate, some are doing great things there in Africa. You hear, this person have been in America, have been in the United Kingdom. So it means when that person was here, there is something that person learns. Either because of what that person faced, it made that person to think. You will think of how you can escape, you will think. A human being cannot change without crisis experience. Crisis, it will make us to rise. You will think, how can I? That's why there are challenges. We are here on earth to solve problems. If you face challenges, you face, and I do really appreciate those 2 years contracts. Because those 2 years contracts would made me to always think that, because 2 years, it would made me always to think, very soon, 2 years will be gone. And then we'll wait for renewal. And I have family. And I don't know whether they will renew it or not. And ngatisada kufadzana pamwe pacho tidangodza azvitiki. Zvimwe zvinhu zvauno uchitoona kuti izvi zvatoswedera izvi. I'm talking of that situation pataiva tiri kuSwaziland. Pane period yatakasvika yokuti waitongoona kutoti mapermits pano otonetsa. When we started, I remember that the company my husband worked for would prepare all the documents and do the process of getting work permits on his behalf. But when things were changing, and those years now when things were changing, they started saying, you do it by yourself. You do it by yourself. I'm just trying to tell you that the laws, they change. So, an hour, a day, those months in that foreign country, you are doing what you are doing, working. It matters. Let us use it wisely. We don't know our tomorrow. What we know is that we have to plan for that tomorrow. And the best is to plan with God. Because even if I pass through fires, challenging situations, God will be with me. He knows my tomorrow. That's all I can say for today. So thank you so much. See you next time. Remember, Chitra Chirimorosoka. Goodbye.